what I said yesterday about the possibilities of matriarchal politics. Is it utopian? Is it far away? And so on. Some remarks from the matriarchal perspective to these questions. I think when we emphasize motherhood and feel that this can be a trap, you put it precisely, that it can be a trap, Paola, then I think we should at first make a difference between the structure of patriarchal motherhood, which is controlled, and it's very difficult to go out of this structure of patriarchal motherhood, controlled from outer and inner control, and what is in contrast to this matriarchal motherhood. Yesterday in my speech I tried to explain it. Matriarchal motherhood is not an individual one. It is embedded in a clan, not in a tribe. A clan is enough. And it is a communally shared motherhood, and this is a very important distinction. And here the care for children is not so difficult, and fear being alone and so. This is a completely different topic. And so I tried yesterday to exemplify what matriarchal motherhood could be. And yes, I only would like to remind you of this. And the question now, is this utopian? Yes, we can study past societies, we can study indigenous societies. Is this utopian for us Western women? I say no. Yesterday it was so short I couldn't elaborate it in the end. We have some structures of this type still in our Western societies, but they are hidden and they are despised and they are not recognized, even by women themselves. Yes. We have many matriarchal elements, as I put it very short yesterday, in alternative movements, not at least feminist movements and the feminist movement, in the movement of new communities. For example, the movement of new communities know that raising a child, this is such a slogan, raising a child needs a village. No, I think it needs a clan of mothers. And when we see that one boat doesn't go on by, we do not build new boats in between, and the new boat would be, we can construct or build or create at any time new communities, small or bigger, of responsible mothers who come together and form a new mother clan. A symbolic clan of siblings by choice, and so it can develop as a small, tiny boat. And if several of these boats can develop and network, then we have already starting a small matriarchal network. This is not far away. This is already done by many women, sometimes traditional on the basis of blood relationship and sometimes on the basis of affinity relationship and so on. So allow me to say, Paola, when I speak about matriarchal politics, it's not utopia, it's presence.
It's a good word.
Yes, but we had a conference about utopia, a big conference in Swiss, and Claudia von Werlow and me, we said, matriarchal is not a utopia, because utopia is it's a topia. It's a place we already have. It's not a non-place or a faraway place. So, audiences. Okay. Thank you.
Eleanor, did you still want to speak?
No, I want to be very brief. I've been working since the first Gulf War on a book called The Myth of the Male in the West and Violence. It ends with how to raise a boy. One thought, I had two sons, and I like Lucia, I'm of Lucia's generation. They grew up in a very permissive household. And one committed suicide at 25, leaving a note behind that he didn't feel he could be what was expected of men in America. The other one is, when he was 5, wrote a poem saying, I do not like to fight with glove and fist. When I grow up, I'll be a psychiatrist. But anyway, he grew up in this patriarchal culture, and now he's a very feisty trial lawyer. All right. Our boys are not just products of this permissive household in which we raised them. My boys didn't grow up in Berkeley like Lucia's, so they had another world. Actually, they lived in Europe and India while they were growing up, aside from the East Coast. But they imbibed, or certainly were influenced by the culture in which they were. Some years ago,